Hey guys, it's Karen here. And the holidays are coming, and maybe you want to find something that's quick and easy that you can make for your family and friends. Well, I'm going to show you how to make one of those cute little pouches that you've seen in the intro. All you're going to need are a few little things, and here we go. First of all, you're going to need some fabric. I cut mine at about 10 by 6 inches. Now you can use any size that you want. Just make sure that you find a zipper that is the right length, and make sure you trim all your trimmings to whatever the length of your fabric is going to be. So first off, I have the main fabric. And you make 2 squares of the main fabric. Now you also make 2 squares of the liner. So I decided to make the liner more interesting than the actual main fabric because I always like little surprises like that. So I use this African print. Once again, you see the ends are serged. Now these pieces of fabric are cut into little rectangles, and the size that I chose was 10 by 6 inches. And you're just going to have to make sure that you have enough room for about a 1/4 inch of a seam allowance. And also have some trims. Now this trim is more of like a tassel, and it is sort of like an acrylic yarn. Now you can't really see it right now because it's all basted together, but once I'm done, I'm going to pull out the basting and you're going to see how the little fringes happen. Did I say tassel? It's a fringe. Okay, and now we have a 9-inch zipper, as well as the little pom-pom tassels, and I love this. It's really cute. Now, what I also have are my zippers, and I chose a nice yellow zipper to contrast with the fabric. So, enough of the talking. We're gonna get right into the nitty-gritty of how to make this pouch. You're also gonna need your scissors, you're gonna need your sewing machine, and you're gonna need your threads as well. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and you're gonna get a lot of different tutorials. I'm gonna do reviews and a whole bunch of other things. So make sure you like, subscribe, the link is at the bottom.
Okay, please forgive me as this is going to go by really quickly. Using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to sandwich the zipper between the self fabric and the liner fabric. We're going to back tack each stress point, so that would be on each corner, and we're going to stitch from one end to the other. Repeat on both sides of the zipper. Make sure to trim off all of the excess threads. Take a look on both sides. It should be a clean finish on both sides of the fabric, with the right side of the zipper facing the top self of the fabric. When adding the top trim, we could have done this at the very beginning, but I chose to do it later. So you can add the top trim onto the right side, the correct side of the self of the fabric. Now we're adding the fringe. Make sure to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance and face both sides of the self fabric together and sandwich the fringe in between. Next, we sew together all sides of the self fabric, and we make sure to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and be sure to again back tack all of the stress points, and that will ensure that all the corners and stress points are reinforced. We repeat the same thing with the liner fabric, and make sure again to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now on the final side of the liner, make sure that you leave a 2-inch gap. Do not close the pouch all the way. We need a gap so that we can push everything right side out. And then once everything is right side out, then we reinforce the gap and we close that gap. And that's pretty much it. Now make sure you just trim off all of the excess threads, and you can iron it flat, and there you have your first simple pouch. Thanks for watching.